a brand new episode of Cover 4. It's going to be a great show today. Cowboys are rolling. We have honors to talk about. Somebody's game ball was on point yesterday, I guess. Xavier Woods, NFC Defensive Player of the Week. I think I read on the front page of our site, first time a safety's got this honor for the Cowboys since '96.
That hurts a little, Barry, doesn't
Woo!
I was deserving,
It's okay. It's
Step
okay.
your game up, Church.
David Irving stole it from you that week.
That's what it was.
That
That's
would've
when I
been-
should have had it. I'm not
Yeah,
lying.
honestly. But Xavier Woods and Lindsay, you're exactly right. You were on point yesterday. I'm sure Roger Goodell heard you and gave him this award, but the 2 turnovers were so key in this game.
Interception or fumble right there. And I saw you pointed out on Twitter, Dave, that it came the week after the Jamal Adams trade almost happened and wasn't. It's like it fired him up.
Yeah, I think he's probably pretty happy to put that on tape the week after they were trying to trade for a safety. Although, you could still pair Jamal Adams with Xavier Woods, maybe. Like, that would still be pretty cool. I don't know, I'm
Dave's
just
getting
saying.
greedy. All
The
right.
trade deadline's over.
It's week 10, so what do you say we take a look at the playoff picture? We'll start with the AFC. Heard you talking upstairs about this.
This is garbage. This reminds me of being an SEC football fan. Like, the AFC sucks. Like, you got the Chiefs, the Pats, and the Ravens, and then it's just a whole heap of whatever.
The hot pot.
If the Cowboys were in the AFC, we would be in so much better shape. I mean, look at this.
They're in the
NFC is
NFC.
loaded. NFC is loaded.
Yeah, the lone undefeated team in the 49ers, they have the best Monday Night Football game next week against
Playing the Seahawks, right?
Playing the
All these
Seahawks.
teams are balanced. All of these teams are
That
balanced.
doesn't even have, like, the Rams on it. The Panthers aren't on there. The Eagles weren't on that graphic. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in
But
the
the Vikings
Players in the
were
hunt are
on that
scary.
graphic.
Yeah.
The Vikings were on that graphic. They come to town this week.
True.
Obviously, I think they're in right now. If the season ended today, it does not end today. So games to be played.
Cowboys got to win the division to make the playoffs?
For sure.
I think
Actually,
so.
I was just going to say,
They have the worst record out of the division winners.
they've already lost to the Saints and the Packers, so that gives them NFC tiebreakers. You gotta win this one to
Gotta
kind
win
of
to get in.
hold serve in that regard. It's dicey.
Let's
Scares me.
play
Win the East.
little retweet, like, or block. Now, the first tweet I'm going to throw out at you is that Michael Gallup's touchdown was the best one of the year so far. What are we thinking on this?
I like this one. I mean,
You got to throw it a like.
look at that. It was almost picked. That's a hard catch, distracting defender coming through. The athleticism to jump over the guy, still stay in bounds, do a somersault in the end zone. I got to say it's one of the top. I'm going to like this.
I hate that I have to say block on this because that sounds so aggressive, because this was a very athletic play. I could never do that, ever. But Amari Cooper still wins for me. I've said it time and time again. The spin move TD, it came in the Packers loss, so we're not going to look at it come end of season highlights, but that was the best one for me.
I'm not going to retweet that, but I'm going to retweet what Taylor just said because it was perfect. It's still the Cooper touchdown. That was really nice,
That's
though.
what you like, the
No offense
savagery.
to Mike Gallup.
I'm going to let you finish.
I'm gonna let him finish.
Maybe I should
Cooper
have
had the
phrased
best spin
it
move of all
as
time.
athletic, because that was pretty dang
Very
athletic,
true.
what we just saw from
was so
Michael
aggressive.
Gallup. All right, next one I'm throwing out at you guys. The Vikings will be the best offense that the Cowboys have seen so far this year. You got Kirk Cousins. I know he's 1-6 against the Cowboys, but always has the potential.
It's up a lock.
a big block.
for me. Because the Cowboys already played Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. I know Devontae Adams wasn't there. Don't really care. Aaron Rodgers is way better than Kirk Cousins. The Vikings, honestly, the stats are there. It kind of reminds me of the Cowboys. The stats are there, but they can be shaky on offense. Adam Thielen might not play this game. It's a big block. Big block from me.
I say like. And I say like because I was looking it up to see their offense. They're third in big plays, which is always scary. But I like where this Cowboys defense has been the past few weeks. So I'm going to say like.
I'm going to have to agree with Dave. Block this one.
I saw you shaking your head at Aaron Rodgers'
I'm
comment.
gonna have
You're
to.
like,
We already went against that bad man, Aaron Rodgers. He has a better
Cousins doesn't
offense.
scare you like that?
I
You
picked him
like
off a couple
that?
times. I picked him off a couple times. So
Get out of here.
Next one for you guys. Michael Bennett was the missing piece. He proved it that he was the missing piece for this Cowboys defense.
Well, I just brought it up. Big plays were scary the first few weeks for this team. Michael Bennett stopped that red zone conversion after Saquon had that huge run, and that was a big thing that this defensive line needed. I also like to see how they kept their energy up throughout the entire game. I mean, we saw Jordan Lewis get that pick six all the way home, or the scoop and score, and Michael Bennett was there cheering him on.
I'm going to say like. I can't go retweet because you're still talking about a system where they rotate defensive linemen so much under Rod Marinelli. So you're talking about a guy that's only going to play 40 to 50% of the snaps. Not enough for a retweet, but I do like it because, man, he was impressive in that game.
I'm going to go like as well. He did bring that interior pressure that we've been missing. He brought some juice to the defense as well, but too small of a sample size. Just one game against the 2-6 New York Giants. So I'm going to need a little bit more to see.
We're going to need
2-7
more
now.
against the
2-7.
Vikings.
Oh,
Caught that L.
All right, let's go by the numbers. The first number I'm going to show you is the number of takeaways in the past 2 games for the Cowboys, and I'll remind you, they had 5 through the first 6 games, so they're picking it up. 7 takeaways.
Our guy Bobby Belt, he continues to bring stats on Twitter, and he was comparing the number of starts and the number of takeaways that these DBs have had. And guys, in 9 starts for Jordan Lewis, he's already had 6 takeaways. This guy is going to get more playing time when Anthony Brown comes back, but I have liked to see that it's coming in bunches, and I'm so happy to see this again happen for Xavier Woods because we watched it. Lindsay, I remember watching the Redskins game with you, and we saw these takeaways that just hit him in the numbers, and he couldn't make it happen. Barry, you know how that is, and then when it happens, it happens.
It happens. Like they say, they come in bunches. This defense has been hitting its stride lately. Hopefully it can continue throughout the season.
Going back to the Bennett thing, if they're getting pass rush, they'll be getting takeaways. You think about strip sacks, rushing the quarterback into bad throws. That's what's exciting.
And you watched the sounds from the sideline?
I sure did.
I loved when Marinelli was like, let's go get a fumble.
Yeah.
And they did that.
Sack fumble, man.
They did
All
that.
out.
There we go.
All right, next one is regarding Dak Prescott. This is the number he has on career passing touchdowns. He is now 5th all-time on the Cowboys list.
To me, that's pretty impressive. He's only been in his, 4th year? But it just goes to show you how different the NFL is now compared to when,
Yes.
Troy and Starbuck and those guys were back in the day. So pretty impressive to me. Hopefully he can keep it
When
going.
the Cowboys lost those 3 games, we were on the postgame show, and Nate Newton and I were like, all right, we're done with stats. Like, I don't care about stats and breaking all the records. I want to see dubs. So,
Stats are only fun when you win.
there-
I feel like
they
Dak
won.
feels the same.
Dak feels
Oh, he
the same.
does.
He doesn't
He does.
care. All right, next number is how many field goals that have been 50 plus by Brett Maher this season.
What is it, Lindsay? It's the Maserati.
Doesn't go below 50, right?
It does not.
60.
And that is who he is. And even after he missed one in this game, they still put him out for another one. He made it then. I like to see that they keep the faith in him, and he produces.
You don't buy a Maserati to drive around in school zone.
You love that.
Take it out on the highway and you
It's
ramp
funny,
her up.
but we got to have these 30
It's
to 40
funny.
yarders.
No, it's funny, but it's terrifying because the more of these you kick, the more likely you are to miss them at some point. But good for him. He keeps delivering in the clutch. Even with a miss the other night, he bounced back. It was good. Good for him.
2-minute drill time. Barry, I expect you to take us home on this thing. How do you handle having 4 games in 19 days? I know you've done this so many years with the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, back-to-back Thursday, primetime games, getting home late. How do you handle this year to year with your mindset?
I don't think they'll feel it eventually or at the beginning, because I think they have a Sunday and a Sunday, but they will feel that Sunday coming back late from Foxborough to that Thursday. I think it's a Thanksgiving game.
Yep.
So yeah, that's when they'll feel it because your body just starts to heal after a Sunday night game around Thursday, and that's when they'll have to go and play. So hopefully they can get it going, but it's going to be a tough one.
I read a Players Tribune article by Richard Sherman a few years ago. I'm sure everyone's read it by now, but he detailed the days of like Monday, this is how you feel. Tuesday, he says Thursday is when you feel like you can actually kind of put the pads on and get to moving around again.
Oh, boy.
Oh, let's put you on TV in prime time and do it all again. You're just not ready.
You're not. But I like to hear it from Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz. I asked them that last night on Cowboys Hour, and they said it's the little things that help during this time period. You got to hone in your focus. You can't do things like go out to late dinners. You have to hone in, focus on these days. Know that it's this stretch. Last year they went undefeated during this stretch, so they have confidence in that. I also liked that today they pushed back practice to 2:50 p.m. to give these guys some extra rest. They don't have to come in at 7:30 a.m. They have to come in at 11:30 a.m. They said that's a big morale booster for the team when the coaches realize that they need some sleep.
Matt Patricia. I honestly love that anecdote, Tay, because, hey, I'm not trying to belittle how hard this is. I've never done it before. I get that. But at the same time, the Cowboys do this every year.
Yeah.
If you've been here for more than a year or two, you get the drill. You're going to play on Thanksgiving. And then even in recent years, the league's been making them play on the Thursday after Thanksgiving. Like, that has basically become a tradition in its own right.
Yep.
So if you've been here for even a minute, you know how this goes. Again, the coaches coaches know they're adjusting practice as they see fit to give these guys more rest. It's going to suck, but I just don't think it's that big of a deal because everybody knows what to expect.
Is this something, Barry, where Jason Garrett just stuck to his message like he does to the public, or did he tell you guys anything different? I know we're out of time, but we have extra time. Sticks with it? I just wanted to see if there was just a chance.
Well, he's always changing his outfits, guys. He's always rocking different looks.
That's the crazy thing about him.
Cowboys beating the Vikings Sunday. Let's just do this. Let's just do this now. It's Wednesday.
Why not?
27-10.
Sure.
27-10.
The W.
DC with the early.
Still staying for his bolding.
We're done. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Be back here 9:20.
Deuces.
27-10.
He liked that early.